Dear friends, welcome to a personalized episode of Enlighten Me. Today we will discuss Tesla's legal challenges and China's investment in solid-state batteries, plus explore the latest in autonomous vehicle investigations and Bugatti's new hybrid model. We will also cover the US offshore wind industry, wireless EV charging advancements, and the environmental impact of superyachts. US residents face mounting costs in housing, healthcare, childcare, and college debt while supporting corporations that pollute without accountability for environmental damage. Ecocide, severe environmental devastation, is largely unpunished. Examples include mountaintop erosion, bee colony collapse, and coral extinctions. Many corporations deny liability, viewing Earth as a resource. The UN Sustainable Development Goals remain unmet, needing integrated strategies in education, health, and energy. International law could charge corporations with ecocide, potentially speeding SDG progress. Ecocide occurs in global commons, affecting oceans, atmosphere, and migratory species. Environmental lawyers propose making ecocide an international crime, akin to genocide, to hold corporations accountable. A Dutch court's 2021 ruling against Shell underscores the urgency. Advocates argue ecocide laws could give marginalized communities a voice and shift how the environment is valued. New York City is set to host two significant offshore wind hubs in Brooklyn and Staten Island, aiming to boost the U.S. offshore wind industry. Staten Island's Arthur Kill Terminal, a 32-acre project, will be the biggest privately owned wind hub in the U.S. with a 1-gigawatt capacity. Atlantic Offshore Terminals oversees the project, which has garnered investment from Apollo Global Management and a $48 million federal grant. The hub will accommodate both conventional and floating offshore wind technologies. In Brooklyn, the South Brooklyn Marine Terminal is under construction, connected to the Empire the Y offshore wind farm by Equinor. This facility, designed as a low-emissions site, will host future offshore wind projects. Researchers at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, ORNL, demonstrated a 270-kilowatt wireless power transfer to a Porsche Taycan. This collaboration with Volkswagen Group of America surpasses ORNL's recent 100-kilowatt achievements. The polyphase wireless charging system utilizes lightweight electromagnetic coupling coils with a 19-inch diameter, achieving over 95% efficiency and a 50% increase in charge within 10 minutes. This system, integrated into the vehicle's undercarriage, includes safety features to prevent voltage overloads and overheating. The 270-kilowatt accomplishment concludes a DOE-funded project aimed at enhancing electric vehicle adoption through faster, efficient wireless charging solutions. Superyachts, often owned by the super-rich, significantly contribute to environmental damage through high greenhouse gas emissions. These luxury vessels, which are frequently over 100 feet long, serve as floating hotels requiring generators that emit substantial CO2. The top 300 superyachts emit nearly 285,000 tons of CO2 annually. The wealthiest 1% are responsible for as much carbon pollution as the poorest 2/3 of the global population. Efforts to reduce emissions include using recycled materials and alternative fuels like hydrotreated vegetable oil. However, superyachts remain a major environmental concern, often exempt from International Marine Organization emission rules. Jeff Bezos's superyacht Kourou, despite incorporating sails, still emits significant CO2 when using diesel engines. Initiatives like dockside electric chargers are emerging, but broader industry changes are essential to curb emissions. The U.S. energy storage market saw an 84% increase in Q1 2024, with 1,265 megawatts installed. According to Wood Mackenzie and the American Clean Power Association, grid-scale installations hit 993 megawatts, with Nevada, California, and Texas contributing 90% of this capacity. The residential segment reached 250 megawatts, an 8% rise from Q4 2023, driven by California's 24% increase. The community, commercial, and industrial segment added 19.4 megawatts, a 43% decline from the previous quarter. Despite a quarterly drop, grid-scale installations grew 101% YOY, projected to reach 11.1 gigawatts in 2024. The U.S. market is expected to deploy 12.9 gigawatts in 2024, with a total of 75 gigawatts anticipated by 2028. Let's venture into the advancements in renewable energy. A heat dome is spreading across the U.S., with cities in the Midwest and Northeast bracing for record temperatures up to 105 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 25 degrees Fahrenheit above normal. This extreme heat will affect 265 million Americans, approximately 79% of the U.S. population. Despite the severity, major media outlets like The Guardian are omitting discussions on climate change's role in these temperature spikes. The National Weather Service has issued warnings, highlighting dangerous health risks due to prolonged high temperatures. The Centers for Disease Control and the National Weather Service have introduced a heat risk index to guide decision-makers. Meanwhile, experts like Dr. Erica Smithwick from Science Moms emphasize that climate change is exacerbating these extreme weather events, urging families to take precautions. Some Republican-controlled states are actively downplaying climate change, further complicating public awareness and policy responses. And now, pivot our discussion towards automotive news. A class action lawsuit against Tesla, led by Virginia Lambrix, has been allowed to proceed by U.S. District Court Judge Trina Thompson. The plaintiffs allege Tesla monopolizes vehicle repairs and parts, forcing owners to rely solely on Tesla services and OEM parts, resulting in high costs and long wait times. The lawsuit cites violations of the Sherman Act and Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, claiming Tesla's policies discourage independent repair options and restrict access to necessary diagnostic tools and manuals. The case consolidates 5 lawsuits from owners who paid for repairs since March 2019. Tesla's service revenue in 2023 was $8.3 billion, 9% of its total revenue. The outcome of this lawsuit could impact the right to repair for Tesla owners. China is investing 6 billion yuan, about $827 million, into a fund to develop solid-state batteries, which use glass, ceramic, or solid polymer electrolytes instead of liquid lithium salts. Expected to offer higher energy density, more charge cycles, and reduced fire risk, these batteries face significant engineering challenges before mass production. Semi-solid-state batteries, using gel electrolytes, are emerging as a transitional technology. Chinese companies NIO and WeLion are testing these with promising results. Despite the advancements, experts like Steve W. Martin of Iowa State University caution against declaring any single battery technology or country's R&D efforts as future dominant, citing ongoing development across various solid-state battery types. Autonomous vehicles, AVs, from Cruise, Waymo, and Tesla are under U.S. federal investigation due to various accidents. A new study in Nature analyzed over 37,000 accidents involving both AVs and human-driven vehicles. The study found that Level 4 AVs are generally safer, with 36% fewer moderate injury accidents and 90% fewer fatal accidents compared to human-driven vehicles. However, AVs perform worse in turns and at dawn and dusk, with a 5-fold increase in accidents during these times. Experts argue that more data is required to make conclusive statements about AV safety, as current data is limited and mixed. Bugatti is looking beyond the 2027 Tourbillon Hypercar, exploring a second consistent model under new head mate Rimac. While options like an SUV were considered, Rimac believes Bugatti buyers aren't ready for full EVs, leading to a focus on plug-in hybrids. The new model will likely feature a tri-motor system anchored by a V16 engine. Rimac hints at a preference for a four-seater sports car over an SUV, similar to the Koenigsegg Gemera. Historically, Bugatti's attempts at a second model, such as the EB112 sedan and the 16C Galibier, were shelved due to financial and organizational challenges. Stellantis, parent company of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, announced the return of the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 Final Edition for 2025, despite earlier claims of its 2024 discontinuation. This mirrors the 2021 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat situation, which also saw a revival after being declared a one-year model. Jeep cites popular demand for the extension, stating that the Jeep community wasn't ready to part with the V8-powered Wrangler. No new features or exclusive details have been added for the 2025 model. Jeep's March 2024 press release had implied a final run for the V8 Wrangler, but the model will now continue into 2025. Next, we'll be discussing the recent CDK global cyber attack on June 19th, disrupting services and raising concerns about data breaches. CDK Global supplies software and cloud-based data storage to nearly 15,000 dealer locations, impacting digital retail, financial software, marketing, and customer data. Despite efforts to restore services, the scale of affected dealerships remains unclear. CDK Global's Lisa Finney confirmed the shutdown of most systems and restoration of core dealer management system and digital retailing solutions. Individual customers are advised to monitor their financial records and consider credit monitoring or freezes as a precaution. Several dealerships have paused operations, so contacting local dealers before visiting is recommended. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Innovation Pulse. If you enjoyed our insights and are eager to learn more, the Enlight Me app is just a tap away. Expand your knowledge with personalized content on over 20 diverse topics, from crypto to health and beyond, all curated to fit your interests. Download the Enlight Me app now at the Apple Store or Google Play, or visit the enlightme.ai website. Stay curious, stay enlightened.